Overspec Nikkes are something that I'm truly grateful for within the Nikke community, because Overspec Nikkes allow regular manufacturing Nikkes to become as strong, if not stronger, than pilgrims in Nikke. And with New Year's around the corner, we are due another Overspec Nikke, and your guess is just as good as mine. I believe it's going to be the superstar idol Anise that was introduced in chapter 42. Currently, we have two Overspec Nikkes in the game, Rappy Red Hood and Mihara Bonding Chain. And in today's video, I am going to do showcases of both of these characters with different teams just to show you guys how strong Overspec Nikkes are and why you should probably, consider saving your gems for that brand new Overspec Nikke that's coming in New Year's. Because let me tell you, if Rappy is rerunning New Year's and a new Overspec character is coming out, and Rappy is currently the best character in the game, 9 times out of 10, I'm going to assume that the next Overspec Nikke we get, hopefully Anise, is going to be the best character in the game. But if you don't believe me, just watch this video and I'll show you guys. All right, so we're gonna go into tower and just do a couple stages with some of these Overspec Nikkes. Now we're going to first look at Rappy, which I believe is currently the best character in the game for obvious reasons, which you guys probably heard me say many times, but I'm just gonna say it again. This Rappy character right here is very powerful because she's the only character in the game that is type advantage against 2 different elements. Not only that, if you do not have a burst 1 character on your team, she becomes a burst 1 character for your team with a 7-second cooldown reduction. It's just crazy, right? Because basically what they were going for with this character was basically giving Red Hood's kit in her, if that makes sense, right? So she's just Rappy herself, but she has a portion of Red Hood's kit. So obviously her being type advantage against electric characters is because because Red Hood is a character that's type advantage against electric characters, right? And then obviously her being a burst 1 is because Red Hood is a character that is a burst 1, 2, and 3 character. So obviously, they had to make Rappy kind of a mix of a new character and Red Hood. If they were gonna call her Red Hood Rappy or Rappy Red Hood or whatever, that's kind of what they have to go with there. But not only that, she's just too powerful. I feel like she's way too strong for a character that can do all of that. As you guys see, like, no matter what stage we go into, she's probably going to be the strongest, and especially with Monstrous True and stuff like that, you're really not gonna go wrong. Now, there's a lot of different team comps you can use when it comes to this Rappy. Obviously, my favorite team comp in general is the Monstrous Trio. It just makes your life easier, right? You have Crown on your team, Little Mermaid on your team, Helm on your team, and you're good to go. You know what I'm saying? You're good to go. You put 2 DPSs on the team, and 9 times out of 10, you're going to clear whatever it is, right? But with Rappy, she has so many different team comps, especially since she's type advantage against 2 different types, that like she really just becomes a character that realistically she's one of your like must-have characters, right? I would say she's definitely a top 3 must-have character. The other teams that she works very well with is obviously, the tactical upgrade trio, because that team is actually not necessarily meant for Rappy, but the buffs that they give are buffs that only are going to benefit Rappy, because Rappy is a character who has the projectile explosion damage and stuff like that. Obviously, Helm and Yunhua are Emma and Yunhua are 2 characters that, give her that when you're using that team, right? And then obviously, realistically, you could just use her on any other team, right? If we're talking about just staple teams, Monstrous Trio, tactical upgrade, but if we're just talking about slapper on any teams, we can do that. Like, let me change my team and show you guys, right? Because obviously, you guys see, she's just gonna do the highest amount of damage, right? But you could really just put on whatever team. Well, that's a lie. You cannot put on whatever team. This is not a wife over meta game. You do need meta characters. But let me change my team and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So with a team like this, we got Raven and Maxwell on the team. Raven being our, secondary DPS, and then I guess Maxwell just helping out the team and stuff like that. We also have Later because she's type advantage, and I'm like, why not slap Nayuta in there? She's an AoE character. She's gonna help us a big time, right? But basically with this team right here, I mean, again, it's not a team that I would consider like a meta team or anything like that. It's just realistically characters that are type advantage, that obviously is going to help out this character. Oh my god, where'd they go? Okay, maybe let's just go back to the other team, because that's a no-no. All right, so Thanos snap real quick, and let's change our team right here, because, let's go back to what we were meant to go to, right? But yeah, I hope you guys understand, even without that last showing, that Rappy herself is a really good character. Okay, if Red Hood is about to get nuked here, then it's just a skill issue. I'm about to use Helm's burst skill, and I use Red Hood's burst skill. And she's not gonna help us, is she? I use Red Hood's burst skill. I mean, wait, Red Hood might cook. Rappy and Red Hood is a funny combo to me because obviously you have Rappy Red Hood, like her name is Rappy Red Hood, and she has half of Red Hood's kit basically, and then you have Red Hood on your team. So I always love using this combo. It's really like my go-to peaceful combo. I'm sorry, Rappy, we're not using your burst skill. Helm is way too low for me to trust you. Or not Helm. Red Hood is Helm. Heal her up. Heal her up because Red Hood is way too low and I'm not gonna have this foolery on my showcase. So go ahead and heal up Red Hood. But you guys can see, even without a burst skill, like being type advantage against two different types is nice because, you know, it just allows you to, you know, be quite crazy. And then another thing about Overspec Nikkes, for the people who don't actually know, Overspec Nikkes can be used in two different manufacturing groups, right? Overspec Nikkes are also considered Pilgrim characters. So you can use an Overspec Nikke like Rappy or Mihara on the Pilgrim Tower, but whatever their original class was, in Rappy's case being Elysion, you can also use her in the Elysion Tower. These are little things that I feel like make Overspec characters the absolute like bread and butter of Nikke, because they basically get access to so much more things than your average character, and it's insane. Look, Rappy used one burst skill and she still did the most damage. It's crazy, I'm telling you. It blows my mind. It genuinely blows my mind how strong this character Rappy is, right? And Mihara is another character that isn't as strong as Rappy. I wouldn't even say Mihara is a top 10 character, right? Well, not in general, but when it comes to bosses, let me tell you, Mihara is definitely a different like breed. If actually, to be honest, if we were to put Mihara and Rappy on the same team against the boss, you might be surprised, but Mihara might actually hit harder than Rappy, and we could test that out, right? Why not? We don't have to do a video with these two on, you know, separate teams. We could also slap them on the same team at the end of the video and see how that goes out, right? But you guys could kind of see when it comes to this Rappy character, she's really, really good. Now, I don't actually have access to the tactical upgrade team, right? But I wouldn't even use it with this because they're not type advantage. Rappy is, right? They're not. So unless it's a fire stage where everybody's type advantage, I have no business using the tactical upgrade team. It just doesn't make sense, right? They're not type advantage, and in Nikke we're at a point where like the characters basically got to be type advantage, right? But we could also showcase Rappy as a burst 1, because never forget that she is a character that can be used as a burst 1 as well. I mean, I'm sure you guys already know that, but I do have to showcase that as well, right? I cannot just showcase her as a burst 3 character when she can actually be used as a burst 1 as well. So the next one, we're going to change up the team where she's the main burst 1 on the team, and I'll show you guys how she performs like that. But you guys can see as a burst 3, right? I honestly think she's the best character, and I'm sure you guys would agree as well, but you guys can see she's just too good. Let's go and use her as a burst 1. All right, so this is the team right here where we have Rappy as a burst 1. I know it says she's burst 3, but basically when we go in, you're going to notice that we are going to be able to use her as a burst 1, then we're going to go into Crown's burst skill, right? And the only reason why that's doable is because we don't actually have a burst 1 character on our team. We have a burst 2, a burst 3, a burst V. I don't even know what Red Hood is, right? And then we have 2 other burst 3s, right? But as you guys see, she's a burst 1, then we go into Crown's burst skill, then we go into Red Hood's burst skill, right? And this is a nice way of kind of having Rappy and Red Hood's burst skill both go up at the same time. Another cool combination you can do is actually use both Red Hood and Rappy as your main burst 1, right? Because even though, you know, Red Hood is a burst 3 or burst V or whatever type of burst she is a character that can also use a burst 1, as you guys see right there. It's on cooldown, right? As you guys take a look on the left there, it's on cooldown, but she can be used as a burst 1, she can be used as burst 2, and she can be used as burst 3, right? So using that combo of like burst 1 is another great thing as well. Look at Raven. I'm so glad I got you. I want to play Stellar Blade so badly. I might get it genuinely, right? Raven is not that bad of a character as well. I think she's only good realistically like against bosses. I know in this kind of showcase she looks like she's popping off. We're not going to be able to get our ultimate at all, are we? But I think we're still going to clear because, again, 4 people on this team are type advantage, right? I know people are dying, but Rappy, show me why you're the queen. I'm telling you, she's not actually the queen Nikke lore-wise, by the way. She's not that queen, but, you know, she is the queen of Nikke right now, right? There's just no question. Look, she is a burst 1 character, and she was 10 million power less than Red Hood. What are we talking about right now? This character is just another level of I love her. 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 I love her, right? She's just that good as a burst 1, that good as a burst 3. She's Elysian, she's Pilgrim, she's Iron, she's Fire. You can't go wrong with a character that broken. You really can't. Mind you, this character is actually getting a rerun banner come January 1st with the brand new Overspec character, which again, I'm hoping is Anise. If it's not Anise, the only other character it could be is no one. It has to be Anise. There's nobody else it could be. Because if Rappy is rerunning New Year's, it makes sense that the person in her squad who's getting an Overspec Nikke is going to be Anise. Not only that, Anise is a Tetra character. Tetra is currently the only class out of the 3 that we do not have a Overspec version for. I doubt they'll ever do an Overspec like abnormal character, because then that would be a collab character that's as strong as a Pilgrim, right? I mean, it's not out of the question, but it's not something that I would like bank on, right? But Anise, everything just aligns perfectly for Anise, because the next chapter story is going to start off with you know, Overspec Anise. She's a Tetra, which we don't have a Tetra Overspec Nikke yet. Not only that, she was a part, or she is a part of Rappy's squad, which again, if Rappy's rerunning, it would be squad mate and squad mate with 2 banners out. Just trust the process and trust in Xeoxys, because in Xeoxys we win. I don't know how the saying goes, but just know that I like, you know what I'm saying, this character, just trust in me and trust in what I'm saying, right? But yeah, no, I think she's just so good. And remember, as a burst 1, she has a 7-second cooldown reduction. That's very good, because in Nikke, every single every team, they need cooldown reduction. There's no question. Every single team needs cooldown reduction. They just do, right? And again, her being able to have that as a burst 1, if you do decide to use her as a burst 1, is just the, again, bread and butter of Nikke. Like, she's just so good. It's crazy, right? And I know I'm over glazing her. I mean, I think I'm not glazing her enough, but Mihara, when we start talking about her, she's not gonna get this type of glaze, because she's just not that good compared to, you know, Rappy. She's a great character, but she's just not that good compared to Rappy, and it's just unfortunate. But yeah, we'll showcase her as well right after this one, I guess. We have 24 seconds on the clock, and you guys see we're not struggling whatsoever. I don't think there's anything at all that I would actually change about Rappy. I think Rappy's a very solid character, right? Usually when I look at these characters, there's always something that I do want to change about them. When it comes to Rappy, I think they did such a good job, right? Because realistically, Rappy is what Red Hood should have been, right? In the sense of you could use her as a burst 1, 2, or 3 character. Not you could use her burst 1 and 2 one time, you know, a game, and then you have to basically, you know, choose whether you want her to be a burst 1 the entire game, a burst 2 the entire game, or a burst 3 the entire game. I like it like this, where I can have her from the jump be a burst 1, or have her from the jump be a burst 3, and then that's what she is for the entirety of the game. But technically, as a burst 3, she could actually go into burst 1 if the burst 1 character dies during a full burst. So that's what I'm telling you. She's just nasty, right? And again, she's 10 million power lower than the burst 3 character. Rappy loses a boatload of damage when you're using her as a burst 1, but just because she loses a boatload of damage doesn't mean she's still not doing a lot of damage. Like, she's still gonna hit hard, right? But let's go on to the next Overspec character, which is Mihara. Snap, there you guys go. We have Mihara on our team, and as you guys see, we're not actually using her as the main burst 3, because that is one of the cool things about Mihara, or Miranda. What's her name? Mihara, not Miranda. I get them mixed up sometimes, right? But Mihara, right, she could actually be used as a off-field burst 3, and she's gonna, you know, hit very hard. And thankfully we're fighting a boss, so I don't know, right? I have to actually explain her kit to you guys, because like I forget, there's so much to it. Basically, when she enters a battle, she charges 10 restraint changes, which is up to 10, right? You guys kind of seen that when, you know, the enemy got hit, or the boss got hit, there was like little whips attacking the boss once the batch started. If you haven't seen it, you're gonna see it again. It comes after a full burst ends, I believe, right? Look at the boss. Look at the boss. There's gonna be change whipping him after this full burst ends, I believe, right? Or the boss, right? I guess not. Maybe I'm tripping. I don't know. Her kid's so confusing. Trust me, it really is, right? Oh, it says activate if the caster has casted a burst skill before a full burst ends. Then she would do that again. But oh, where's my team? Excuse me? Where's my team? What? Where's my team? What happened? All right, we're going in there with a different team. This boss is what, weak against water and iron characters, so technically Mihara is not type advantage, but you know, Red Hood is. So I'm like, why not put Red Hood? But you guys see those change? Yeah, that's coming from Mihara. And every time Mihara uses her burst skill and the full burst ends, that's going to reapply 10 whips to the boss, basically, right? And then basically, depending on how much stack she has of those chains, she's going to kind of multiply her damage, right? So when you use her burst skill, she's going to deal 50% of final attack as sustained damage every 1 second for 10 seconds, but it's going to mirror the stat count of ensnaring chain, right? So ensnaring chain is basically something she gets when did she get ensnaring chain? It's just, it's on the enemy, right? It says ensnaring chain deals 25% of final attack and sustained damage every 1 second continuously up to 20 stacks, right? So that's just gonna be on the enemy until she uses her burst skill, which right there she used her burst skill. Yeah, I mean, but we have no Red Hood now. Red Hood is dead. But I'm not too worried because we have Helm on the team. I think obviously if I use Helm's burst skill and stuff like that, it's better. If Thing doesn't die here. Okay, if Thing doesn't die here, if Crown doesn't die here, Helm could use her burst skill. Crown, please don't die here. Helm could use her burst skill and get her HP up. I tell you, Helm's burst skill is a trump card. I will always say it. Helm's burst skill is a trump card to get your HP back. Look at Crown. Boom. She's just fully healing. She's just fully healing. And now for basically 10 seconds, we cannot take damage, right? We are immune, though, which is unfortunate because I think we do actually need to have type advantage characters. I might have to bring Rappy. I might actually have to bring Rappy, the Overspec Rappy, yes, and then kind of just have her help us out here because she is type advantage and she is a character that is going to be good. But Mihara, as you guys see, I want to see her damage, actually. What is Mihara's damage, right? Is it good? Yeah, literally, right? Mihara still has the highest number on the team right now. I know Red Hood is dead, but like Helm is type advantage as well, and Helm has used her burst skill, right? I think it's one of those bosses that we're still going to. Okay, well, Helm is dead now. Helm is dead now. Okay, I'm switching. I'm bringing Rappy. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. I'm bringing Rappy, and then that's that. I'm bringing Rappy on my team, so I don't have to worry about this. Rappy is a character that just gives me peace, where everybody else just brings me destruction and anger inside. Rappy is a character who's going to be able to handle these mobs quite well. And if you guys look at the boss right here, there we go. 10 whips. Pop, 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 pop. Right there. Just 10 whips to the enemy for free, right? But yeah, Rappy being type advantage is actually helpful and stuff like that as well, right? I'm not talking about Little Mermaid. I'm not talking about Crown. I don't even want to talk about Helm. They get too much love from me. This is only Overspec Nikke's, right? But yeah, I guess this is going to be our Mihara. Yeah, I always have to make sure I didn't get her name wrong. Mihara and Rappy video. You guys see, the HP is getting shredded. Once you add Rappy to your team, your HP is gonna, okay, well, they're healing a lot. What the hell? They just healed that boss by like 100. What did I just see? Yo, they low-key just healed that boss by like 100. What am I seeing right now? What am I actually seeing right now? And also, let me know if you guys like, I turned on the burst skill animation so you guys can see it a lot more, but like, I don't know if you guys like that. If you don't like it, sucks to suck. I like seeing it, right? But we're gonna need Helm. Okay, don't die on me. I'm gonna cover there. Don't die, Crown. Crown, don't die. Crown, don't die. Come on, get your burst skill off. I'm using Helm. I'm spamming Helm. I'm spamming Helm. I'm spamming Helm. Okay, nobody's dead. Helm, please. Please, Helm. Helm, please. Please. Yes. Okay, we have healed, and we still have Rappy on our team. Nobody's dead, right? Nobody. Okay. 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 It's okay. It's honestly, it's okay. Honestly, it's not even that bad. It's really not that bad. I know it looks bad, but it's not that bad. It's really not that bad. Is somebody healing this boss? Because Mihara's dead. Oh my god. I don't even want to waste my time. Wait, is Rappy gonna be able to do it? Because she's actually getting her HP down. I'm not being funny, but Rappy is actually okay, that's too much heals. It just went from 106 to 226 or some shit on the HP bar there. Let's just no. Well, y'all, okay, when it comes to Mihara, she's really good against bosses she's type advantage against. Trust me, if I went to Indivilia right now, she is cooking 110%, right? And I could actually take her into Indivilia because the main team there for me is Rappy and, you know, Mihara, and I could take them into there and they're cooking. But when it comes to Rappy, she's obviously just a better Overspec Nikke. And Anise, I'm hoping, especially since, again, Rappy is going to be rerunning her own banner with that Anise is going to be better than Rappy. It's just an assumption. It's not a fact. It's just an assumption. But if that's the case, we're about to get an even crazier character, right? I actually kind of feel like they're going to make that Anise like a new character and then still have some of the stuff that the electric Anise, the summer Anise basically has. So yeah, but you guys let me know what you think of this video. Obviously, I'm sure we know what the better Overspec Nikke is, and I'm sorry Mihara let us down in this video somewhat. She still did good, but she did let us down in this video because she wasn't type advantage, and she is a character that is really only going to be good if she's type advantage, right? Other than that, she's not even a top 10 character. So what do you expect? But what do you guys think? Let me know. Subscribe and like, and start saving your damn gems for the New Year's, because there's a lot coming out New Year's. Start saving. Just start saving now. Good boys, Yuxus. I'm out later. Peace.